Hello friends, welcome to our second video on Vedic astrology. In our last video we discussed about the 12 zodiac signs and the 9 planets. And the 9 planets which we discussed were Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, Mars, Moon, Venus, Rahu, and Ketu. And Rahu and Ketu are of course shadow planets. They do not have a physical body, but they are just those points and where their energies are manifested. And of course these energies also play a major part in our lives. So these are pretty much the 9 planets. Today we are going to discuss about a very important planet which is called Jupiter as per the Western astrology, and it is called Guru or Brahaspati as per the Vedic astrology. That's the Sanskrit name, Guru, and Guru means teacher. So we are going to discuss about this very important planet called Jupiter. Now Jupiter is a very important planet because it's an extremely benefic planet. Through the placement of Jupiter in a birth chart, we can figure out the benefits which will be gained by that person in terms of his ambitions, his wisdom, his success in life, and pretty much what this planet gives us: name, fame, wealth, children. So anything what one aspires for in this physical existence, Jupiter is extremely important as far as that part of our lives is concerned. And like I mentioned, that it's a benefic of the benefics. So you can pretty much get what you can ask for. Now, as per the Puranas are ancient Indian texts, and most importantly, one of those Puranas called Skanda Purana, Brahaspati or Jupiter, which we are talking about, had worshipped Shiva, which is also an Indian Hindu god, for 1,000 years, and as a reward, Shiva gave him the status of a planet, and that planet would be affecting all our lives. So that is as per the Puranas. That's how Jupiter came into existence. There are various texts, other texts about how Jupiter has been born and where is the origin of Jupiter, and we are not going to get into that. And also Jupiter is associated with various gods, Hindu gods. One of the ancient texts described by sage Parashara explains that Jupiter is actually nothing but an incarnation of Vishnu, the Indian god. And one of the texts describes Jupiter as a manifestation of Ganesha, and Ganesha is the elephant god, the Hindu god with an elephant head. So there are various opinions about what god Jupiter is associated with, and what its origin, where its origin was. But we're not going to get into those kind of details. Right now we are discussing about how the placement of Jupiter in a Vedic birth chart affects us. Like I mentioned, that based on the placement of Jupiter in a birth chart, we can pretty much determine what kind of good or bad deeds that person has done, and if it's a good placement in one's chart, it comes as a blessing, because like I mentioned, it does signify luck, fortune, religion, spirituality, wealth, children, so on and so forth. Now the color of Jupiter is yellow, and Also, the gemstone of Jupiter is yellow sapphire, or sometimes also another yellow stone called yellow topaz. And also Jupiter rules over two important zodiacs out of the 12 zodiacs which we discussed in our last video. And those two zodiac signs which Jupiter rules over, they are Sagittarius and Pisces, which are the 9th and the 12th zodiac signs. Jupiter also signifies people who are very sattvic, very calm. Sattvic is a term which we'll discuss in our later videos. Pretty much for now, sattvic represents purity. So people who are pure, who are calm, who are kind of religious teachers, who are good people, are also represented by Jupiter. Also, Jupiter is extremely important in a woman's chart, and the reason why is because if a Jupiter placement is good in a woman's chart, we can very safely determine that the woman is sure to find a very good husband for herself. So Jupiter is extremely important in a woman's chart. You can just look at a Vedic chart, and based on the placement of Jupiter, you can very conveniently determine what kind of a marital happiness this woman will be expected to get in this life. And of course, everything is based on the theory of karma, how we have performed in our past karma, and Jupiter does manifests its energies based on our past life karmas, which are very clearly depicted in the Vedic chart. So friends, this ends our video on Jupiter, and we will discuss another planet in our coming video. Thank you.